I'm the computer man. I'm the Macintosh man with the virus scan. Moving your files all across the land. Some Photoshop filters in After Dark. Get your Microsoft Office, express your quark. Millions of colors with a VRAM chip. How about a system crash that'll make you flip? I'm the computer man. I'm saying Windows 95 is plug and pray. If it's fonts you want, you gotta go to MacWay. Log right on as my personal guest. You'll have Macintosh software on your desk. Send me an email with your request. If it's hardware you want, baby, I'm the best. I'm the computer.
Good evening, K-Squid listeners. Good evening, Santa Cruz, Monterey, Central Coast, and beyond. My name's Luigi Opito, owner-operator of Pleasure Point Computers, right by the beach here in beautiful Santa Cruz, California. And for the next hour, I am your tour guide into a world of wonder, magic, information, and a lot of frustration. Sorry, we're talking about the internet and the world of computing. I am your computer man. Welcome one of the most helpful, friendly tech counters I hope you have ever visited. And I'd like to welcome David Bean into the office here. We've got you on number two.
We're on number 2.
That's right. Yeah. Welcome. We're in our pledge drive.
Hey, Luigi.
Hey.
It's a pleasure to be on the air with you, see you in action.
Yeah.
You go. You're the DJ of all time.
I try my best.
You got that enthusiasm. We appreciate it so much. And that's what K-Squid is full of. Lots of enthusiasm, lots of passion, and you are exemplary of it.
You know, I always say every night that I'm on, I always thank our listeners, because we are here for them. The only reason I can be here is because of them, because of our listenership and the people that are out there that support KSQD. I always say, we volunteer our love, our heart, our soul into the station, but we can't volunteer the electrons into this board and allow everything to be powered up. We got to get a little bit of cash, make our operating costs and things. We can volunteer our love all day, but we need to get this stuff running. So, and this is the best time for you to come in right now and join in on our pledge drive and call in right now.
And one of the reasons it's the best time is we have a matching pledge of $450 from Ned Hearn and Linda Arnold. And if you chip in now, come in if we can make $450, they'll match it. It will be a $900 hour. Wow, that would be great, huh?
That'd be amazing. Your money doubles right now. So if you were to give $100 to go get that T-shirt, it would turn into $200 right now because of the generosity of this matching grant. So give us a call here at 831-900-5773. That's 1-831-900-5773. That's 900-KSQD. That's where I was going with that. Or you can email us. We are on air at KSQD. I'm going through my own speech here at the beginning. But if you jump on, go to ksqd.org, hit that beautiful candy-like red donate button at the very top of the page and give, especially if you give online, it's secure, and we also get the full amount. We don't have to pay that 3% processing fee. It goes directly into our coffers. That's the best way to do it. Or you can call us and talk to a friendly voice here at 900-5773.
All the above true.
Yes. Or also, I saw on our app, which is now available in the Google Play Store and Apple App Store, bottom left-hand side, you don't have to talk to a soul. You can just click on that little button down there and give securely through our PayPal app, again, with that 3% going straight to us. So now is the best time. Again, your money is literally doubling if you call right now, email right now. That money, because of that matching double grant, now is the best time to make your dollar go the furthest and really ask yourself, what does KSQD give to you? I know if you're a listener to the Computer Man Show, you probably saved yourself a little bit of diagnosis fee on something. Put that back into the station. Give us a call right now, 831-900-5773, and show your support. And make it reoccurring so we know what's coming in every month. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Make it reoccurring. We can plan our budget.
That's right. So shall we get into it again? And we'll just
go, Luigi.
All right, let's take it out here. So again, if you're ever checking it out, go down to ksqd.org. You can listen to our 2-week audio archive there under the listening tab. You can catch any of our old shows, or you can catch us on the Computer Man podcast, which is now available on all the podcasting services, including Apple and Amazon and Yahoo, and we're everywhere now with the podcasting. It's really cool. Apple mainly. If you check out Apple, we usually have them up about a day or two after the show here. And it's because, that's what I'm doing it. So it takes me a minute to get it up, but it's great, and it's on there. You can listen to any of our shows, fast forward, rewind, especially if I'm blowing through something that we talked a little bit too quick. Because what is this Computer Man Show? Well, we're going to be talking about updates, new devices, testimonials, scams, and most importantly, our call-ins, what's going on with your machine. But today, you've got to run through a little bit of the donation gauntlet in order to get to us, because we got amazing volunteers out there taking our calls for the pledge drive today. So give us a call, 831-900-5773. We are here every Tuesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. And again, our phone number, 900-5773, or even on air at ksqd.org. You want to shoot us out an email. I've got the on air running right here. I'm going to fire that up right now. Excellent. So now we can actually see if you want to email me out here. I'd love to hear from you tonight on air at ksqd.org, or you can jump on our app, which is available through the Google Play and Apple App Store. And we have a little message Vox box down at the bottom. You can actually send me a box message or whatever it's called, Vox message. I have to learn the hip term for it. And then you click on that, send me a message. It'll show right here in my inbox, and we can talk tonight. Okay, let's get it going. So I got a lot of stuff we're going to go through. We're going to talk to some pitches a little bit later. Let's see. So first thing I want to talk about real quick, if you have Instagram, if you have any of these Facebook, Instagram type social media services that you're into right now, one of the things that Instagram just launched within the last 24 or 48 hours, or it's coming, actually, they announced that this is coming. It's called Edits, Edits, Edits. And there is a lady, Danae Mercer Rishi on Instagram. She said, the internet's about to become a wild, wild place. And this is an Instagram post, and they show this lady, and she's wearing a really nice dress. It's very high definition, right? And they kind of show her spinning, and the dress is changing, like snap, different dress, snap, different dress, snap, different dress. And you think, wow, this is like really good editing. She's moving in such a way, there's no cut or anything. That's incredible. And it's asking you which one is real. And this is one of those things where none of them are real. The AI that is embedded now in Edits, that is now embedded with Meta and et cetera, that they're using for this new app is so good that you can't tell if any of those dresses are real or any of them are fake. So again, if you're listening to the show, you know a lot of things out there are coming at you in different ways that may not be true. This is another reminder to question most of everything you see. If you're on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or any of these things and you're seeing something that's fantastical, see someone, they stop a car, like a superhero type stuff, you would question it. This is another thing that's kind of in a lesser realm, but at the same time, question. So I just want you to, again, I'd like to let everyone know about these type of things. If you want to do a search for it, it's called Edits. This person that did it was Danae Mercer Rishi, and she had an open post about this, and she showed she was just in this 4 or 5 different dresses, and you cannot tell they're not real. So things are about to get really crazy. AI is already here. We talk about it every week. It's getting better and better, and literally better and better by the day. So we got to watch for things that just might trick us. And right now, it's maybe a dress, and next time it might be a person that might have some authority, that might be saying something that maybe they're not saying, but there's a video that just came out that has them saying it. So, things like that to just watch out for. Don't believe everything online now more than ever. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Bank of America disclosed a data breach involving the loss of sensitive customer documents during transit, affecting an undisclosed number of individuals, as the missing documents pertain to savings bonds and include personal information such as names, addresses, phone numbers, social security numbers, and account numbers. So if you are a Bank of America holder, owner of an account, anything at Bank of America, I invite you to reach out to them and maybe just check to see if you had anything to do with this, or expecting the phone calls. But evidently the bank has been unable to recover the lost documents, and they are notifying customers, but you might want to be proactive and just make sure you're not a part of it. To mitigate potential risks, Bank of America is offering a 2-year membership to an identity theft protection services. So they're going to say, here's a $12.99, a subscription to Experian or something to watch your social security number and see if you get, new loans in your name, that kind of stuff, or open accounts or that kind of stuff. And, here you go, you got to get it for 2 months, but we might have just ruined your credit. Whatever, all good. It's because of our security. Who cares? We'll just make the same mistake next time or whatever, and not have to deal with it. But we'll just pay $12.99 a month for each person. No big deal. It says, additionally, the bank is committed to monitoring accounts for suspicious activity and assisting customers in resolving any unauthorized transactions reported promptly. So, but it says they had their customers' documents disappeared. Names, addresses, account information, and social security numbers were affected. So they didn't just copy the documents out. They literally removed them from the servers after they got the data. That's it's not necessarily a new one, but that usually isn't how it works. They usually, go in there and they kind of sneak in and take the things and take them out. And then, who was in there? I don't know. Geez, but they're like, we're just going to take everything and we're going to delete this stuff behind us. Screw y'all. And that's what they did. So, Bank of America, heads up if you got one of those. If any of you out there know 4chan got hacked. This morning, it seems like. A controversial forum known for birthing early meme culture and Gamergate is down following an apparent hack. The Down Detector reports of an outage began circulating late Monday evening, and then it rolled over to this morning. So users sharing updates on connection issues throughout the early hours of Tuesday morning. And as of the writing of this article, it's possible to access the website following a long delay, but clicking on any of the board links leads to a timeout. I guess a hacker gained shell access to 4chan's hosting server, and they went on to post images of the site's PHP My Admin page. Just, again, if someone gets into a system, it used to be back in the day that you get into a system, if you've like watched the movie Hackers, right? You go into the system, you either leave a token behind, take a token with you, something that doesn't like destroy, but you leave something behind to prove you were there, or you have something like like a PHP admin page that you screenshot to show, hey, this is how far I got, and then you back out and you're gone. Or some people, what they'll do is like the white hat hackers, like that Andrew Lamo, I believe his name was Andrew Lamo. Last name was Lamo, Lamo. He got 2 back-to-back 5-year sentences for hacking into the New York Times from San Francisco, and he basically was into the New York Times within 10 minutes or something, downloaded like a whole bunch of social security numbers, including Rush Limbaugh's, but at the same time, what he did was he monitored everything. He like recorded as he went. And so what he would do then is he would say the exact ways that he got in, show what the back doors were, because he was very good. And then he would take that as a presentation and give it to the organization that he hacked. So of course, this is not the best business practice, right? Break in and go like, hey, just want to let you know your windows aren't that great. I got in right here, and this is how I did it. Da 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 da. Can you pay me? And you go, well, that's not really the best way to go. If you want to get paid for something like this, it doesn't really work that way. So, what he did was got extradited from California to New York and served 2 back-to-back 5-year sentences. I think it was 5 years each, or 15 years. It was a lot. It was a long time. He might still be in there. I had a T-shirt and it's fed to free him and all that stuff. But the white hat hacking like that. Is kind of that's the positive way to do it, right? You don't tell anybody else what you're doing, and you definitely don't delete anything or anything. So this was just they like the Bank of America thing where they just deleted data. This one was they gained shell access to 4chan, and then they then they doxed the entire moderation team alongside many of the site's registered users. 4chan is a little bit dicey if you don't know what it is. I don't invite you to go there. But it's a place that if you know what 4chan is, you know what 4chan is, and it's So the hackers went in and doxed a bunch of people, which is pretty crazy. And also, many appeared to have used their primary email addresses to register on the forum, with .edu and even .gov addresses reportedly appearing in the list of leaked emails. 4chan is one of those places that, like, it's not really a good thing if you had an account there. It says, I don't know, it doesn't like say things about you or something, but it says something about you a little bit, And it's just like if I had a Tinder account, I was most likely probably looking for dates. If I have a Tinder account, I'm probably looking for dates, right? That's a correlation that like is one of those things, right? It would you would think that if you're on there, but if you're a married man and you're on Tinder, you're going, well, what are you doing, right? Because Tinder is for dates, right? So if you're on 4chan and you're doing things on 4chan, there's a lot of things that are going on 4chan. There's like adult things, there's political things, there's things that are going on 4chan. If you have one of those accounts, then you're doing those things. So this is pretty interesting because there's a giant doxing hack, and what's going to happen then with that information? I don't know. We'll find out, but it doesn't. They're actually talking about how like it could just go away, like 4chan could just be shut down. There was another. There's an extreme right wing internet platform called Kiwi Farms. I guess I had never heard of Kiwi Farms. I don't know what that was, but I guess it was something, and it got shut down in 2022 after it got kind of doxed and set up and turned off. So this is one of those things, a little interesting, and it's more not necessarily for the hack or who the hack was, but what they're going to do with the information, right? Because the Bank of America hack, they deleted documents, and so when they deleted documents, they clearly took the documents, or they went through and tried to delete the doc. I mean, is that like a Capone thing where you go in? Wasn't it Capone who went in and destroyed all of the mortgages in the bank? Was that how Capone? There was someone who went through and robbed people. I don't know. I'm sorry, but they went through, robbed people, and and took and basically destroyed. They robbed the banks and they would destroy the mortgage loans and stuff. They didn't rob people. Anyway, moving on, computers. All right, so let's talk about another thing real quick. We'll talk about that. It's a little more. We'll talk about that in a minute. Google Workspace sent something called Google Vids. And this is coming. So it says Google Vids, an AI-powered video creation application, will soon be included as a core service in your qualifying Google Workspace subscriptions, whatever that means. We're providing additional information below to guide you through the change, but it means for your organization. I don't know if that just means for like my organization, like my shop. It says the Google Vids will start rolling out on April 29th of 2025, as early as, which is in a week and a half or so. 29th is... Oh, that's actually 2 weeks from today. Okay. Tuesdays. Tech things happen a lot on Tuesdays. It's interesting. But they're going to start rolling out, and it looks like it's going to be Workspace Business Starter, Workspace Enterprise Starter, and Workspace Nonprofits. Okay, so if you have one of those things, you're going to be able to get this Google Vids. And the key changes are going to be Google Vids are going to be covered under the existing Workspace agreement, et cetera, et cetera. Your users are going to have full access to generate AI features in Google Vids for 12 months. Okay, it's going to help you create AI voiceovers, read-along teleprompter, generate a video. They're also going to do generative AI features, which may be limited after the initial period, but they're going to notify you as you go. So basically, they're going to give you a service, say, hey, what do you think of that? I like it, huh? Pretty good. And then they're going to say, nope, now you got to pay for it. So this is going to be interesting. This is not me. I do not have a business starter, enterprise starter, or nonprofit. I don't believe. But I do have a Google Workspace here, so it's got to be something. I'm not really sure. So I'll find out more about this. I literally got this email today at noon. So I got it. I printed it out, came to read it. I read it to you, and I'm going to learn a little bit about it. But it doesn't look like we have to. And if you have one of these organizations like the Workspace Business Starter, Enterprise Starter, Workspace for Nonprofits, if you have one of those things, it doesn't look like you have to do anything to get it started. You can, but no access is required for you to access Google Vids after this change is implemented. So I don't know. We'll see what that is. I'll keep you posted. I don't know if I'm going to have access to something like that, but if I do, I'll talk about it and I'll let you know what it is. But I'll also go online and see. But one of the main things about this is this is another AI video creation tool. Okay, that means that we're getting more and more of these literally every day. Which means that if you see something online and it's crazy, it might not be exactly what you're seeing because we have so many of these tools that are so good that allow us to do so many things that kind of trick us. It just could come from you at any route. So I want to make sure that people know about these little tools that are coming out. Every day there's something new that comes out, if not multiple things that come out every single day. And so just got to keep your head so in case something like that comes about, you don't kind of fall for it and think that somebody's saying something when that person actually did not say that at all because it's not that person talking, because it's AI. Creepy. All right, well, let's get back into the good stuff here. We're on our spring pledge drive here at KSQD. One of the most important things, David Bean in the studio with us tonight.
Luigi, you are the good stuff.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
And you said at the top of the show that it's invaluable, the information you give people that they'd be paying for otherwise.
Sure. You know, I'm sure I've saved people a buck or two here or there.
Including me.
All right.
I listen and I learn. And I bring that up because this is our spring fund driving week.
Yes.
And for all the money all your listeners have saved, it's a good time for them to give back. And this is the time to give back. During your show would be the perfect time to give back.
That'd be great.
And they do that by calling 900-5773. In fact, we just got a call and a gentleman said he's going to donate $200.
Heck yeah.
Yo. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much.
And we also have a matching grant going from Ned Hearn and Linda Arnold. They've put $450 up for people to match. So if you come in with $200, we'll match it and make it $400.
That's right. So give us a call here at 831-900-5773. We would love to hear from you tonight. Hear about what your favorite show is, what you like about KSQD, or you can even go online to ksqd.org and give securely there through our website, or like we said earlier, if you're on the app, bottom left-hand corner, hit that little button and hit it again. Hit it again.
Hit it again.
That's right. Yeah, make it
again.
happen. That's right. We're here. We're here for you always, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What is that worth to you? You know, we are a local sourced radio station that is broadcasting live. You want to call the station? You're going to talk to me right now because I'm broadcasting to you live, and that's really unique in 2025.
It sure is.
Yeah. So it's we're doing programs. We've and the music that we have in this station, put this talk stuff aside. Listen to our music. Oh my gosh, the talent that we have putting together. That the show that has the Grateful Dead concerts on Saturdays.
Saturday noon to 2, Grateful Dead Zone.
My gosh.
Programmed by Eric Nelson.
Wow.
And he picks live songs from different concerts throughout the history of the Grateful Dead, puts them in together in a brand new concert you've never heard before because they didn't do all those songs at one concert. He puts concerts together, and it's a brilliant show, and it's one of our most popular shows. People from all over the country and all over the world are tuning into the Grateful Dead Zone on Saturday noon to 2. You nailed it, Luigi.
Yeah, and that's one show. One show. Jump on our site, hit our schedule, and find something new. And again, we have our listening archive, so if you hit the 2-week audio archive under the listening tab, you can listen to any of these music shows from the past 2 weeks. So if there's a show in the middle of the night that you might have missed, or something that's just some salsa you want to listen to, it might be a little early, you want to listen to it a little later, jump on our website, hit it up. There's some great stuff. You won't be disappointed, I promise.
Or if you're up in the middle of the night, my brother is going through some health issues. He woke up at 2 a.m., turned on K-Squid, and heard the Hawaiian music show and went, it was brilliant, he said. It was the perfect show at the perfect time at 2 a.m. He enjoyed it, and he didn't even know we had a Hawaiian show.
It's one of my
another
favorite
thing you
shows.
mentioned is people listening, go to the website, and you'll see the schedule. And every day, Monday through Sunday, 24/7, there's shows going on. There's going to be something there. You're going to go, gosh, I'd really like to hear that.
That's right. And if you haven't jumped on the calendar in a while, I invite you to do it. We're constantly changing. We're constantly shifting things up. New stuff coming in all the time. New people, new talent. People want to be a part of K-Squid, and this is your chance to also be a part of K-Squid right now. You're at 831-900-5773 or online at ksqd.org. And again, your dollar goes twice as far right now with the generosity of Ned Hearn and Linda Arnold. It doubles all the way up to $450. Call in. Let's do the $450. Let's do it. And if you can, even if it's a little, you want to get one for the T-shirts or so, make it reoccurring and just have it every month. It's a dollar, for a cup of coffee. What's it worth to you?
$10 a month, and you get the T-shirt or the hat.
Look at that.
So we'll do it.
And they're cool T-shirts too. You can jump online to our website. You can see
they're
them.
very popular.
Yeah, they're really
we run
cool.
out of T-shirts.
Yeah, so jump on there before they're out. It's a hot commodity. 900-5773. We have volunteers waiting. And again, just ask yourself, what is this worth to you? We do the Computer Man Show, and we talk a lot of tech, go through a lot of things and stuff. But what is it worth to you? After this, we're going to be having Bobby B coming up with B in the Night, and to let, as I always say, let all this computer nonsense ooze out of your ears. That, my friends, is worth it to me. Yeah, absolutely.
Bobby's been doing this for maybe decades. I'd say a lot of years. He's a musicologist. He knows jazz. He knows rhythm and blues, and he actually is a stage host at the Monterey Jazz Festival every year.
You're getting a legitimate source when you hear that, because I'll come out after a show, I see a plethora of CDs that are stacked in specific orders. He curates these shows. It's just something you're not going to get anywhere else. And that's just one more of our
live
shows.
DJ.
Live DJ,
that's
yeah.
right.
And it's good stuff, man. It always, anytime you turn on the dial, something good. Oh, I'd like to think that. So,
and that's why the people listen to us. They know that. And that's why we're just saying we take 2 weeks a year to ask you to help fund us. It's $20,000 a month to keep the lights on and keep broadcasting to everybody. And when you donate here, it's direct money to the community. We use it to broadcast back to you. That's all we're doing here with the money.
That's right. We're not beholden to any type of corporate sponsorship. We're not beholden to any type of grants. So we're not volatile in any of those ways. We will be here for you as long as you're here for us.
Thank you.
So we'd love to hear from you tonight. 831-900-5773, and let us know what you love about us. We want to hear the shows that you love, and bring it out. We want to hear about it. We love the enthusiasm of our people, and we love we love this community. We just love being a part of it. And I'm just so honored and so humbled every time I get to sit in this chair and talk to all of you. So let's keep it up. 831-900-5773.
Bring it out and bring it on.
That's right. David, thank you so much.
We've
man.
done 5 minutes, Luigi. Go back to your show.
All right, let's do it. I'll see you soon.
You got it.
All right. So let's see, we were talking about here at the Computer Man Show here on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM, and online at ksqd.org. We are talking about all sorts of good stuff. If you're curious about anything like phishing or passwords, multi-factor authentication, malware, ransomware, device security, I always recommend going to cyber101.com. It's a fantastic website that doesn't do any data mining. It doesn't do anything creepy, weird. And that's a website worth its weight in gold. And it teaches you about these things that are coming out right now. It teaches you about the things it gives you a phishing simulator. You can watch a 3-minute video on multi-factor authentication if you don't really know what it is and you want to kind of get a better grasp of it. Or you just heard a new term and maybe you want to learn a little bit more about it. This is a great place to just expand your knowledge on this stuff without being in the weeds, on a 600-page book about how, network protocols work, et cetera. It just gives you the basics. And if you want to dive in a little bit deeper, it gives you that option. So cyber101.com is totally free. You can set up an account and you can do little classes and keep track of it. But if you don't, you can just watch the videos. It's a great website, and it's totally free. No ads, no catch, no data mining. It's really important that you find websites like that. And if we can learn something too at the same time, wow, Bob's your uncle, right? Okay, so I had for the show here, and I've got a couple email questions. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Let me see, is there anything else going on? Oh, Windows End of Life. Let's talk about that real quick before we get into some of this other stuff. Windows End of Life is coming upon us, right? It's October 14th. We still have some time. But I had a gentleman come in today that had a beautiful, brand new built system, completely built, 100% just new, out of the box, with 64 gigs of RAM and solid state drive. It's a very nice system. I don't actually remember the processor. It might have been an i7 current day processor, right? And he loads up Windows 10, loads all his software and everything, and then gets into it and then realizes that his software that he needs is actually running a very specific thing on Windows 11. So he goes, oh, okay, so I'm just going to run the Windows 11 hardware. It's like not a troubleshooter, but it's kind of like a hardware checker to make sure that the hardware that you have in your computer is going to be able to is good enough for Windows 11, right? So he runs this checker and he goes, oh, your security's out. You need to do secure update, blah, blah, blah. So you're like, okay, fine, secure update. So we get through it goes to the secure update, turns it on in the BIOS, and then all of a sudden now it's still not passing, it's doing this other thing. So he set another password, sets a password here, sets a password there, and none of it really works. And the troubleshooter thing that Microsoft gives you to see if Windows 11 is going to be compatible with your systems keeps saying no, 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 no. And so he brought the system to me, and we're actually going to pull the hard drives out, put a brand new hard drive in it, and just try loading Windows 11. Because at this point, it could be something where there's something called a Trusted Platform Module chip, which everyone is going to be really hating in the next few months. If you don't have that, theoretically, you can't get Windows 11, and therefore you're not going anywhere, which is really kind of frustrating. But they think they might walk that back a little bit because people don't have this extra money to be buying computers, especially if everything's going to be going up by 65%. So I'll keep on it. We're going to see what's going on. Windows 11, I try to get around most of the stuff if I can. But again, Windows 10 is still going to be around. It's not shutting off like a light switch. It's just going to be you can't call them, right? Which is how often you call Windows and Windows 10 about technical stuff. And then the other thing is that you're not going to be able to get the security updates, which a lot of people kind of forget to do their updates anyway. So you'll have some leeway, I think, when we go into Windows 10 or Windows 11. But again, I think it's going to be one of those things you just want to watch. And I'm going to be watching for you and letting you know what I see as we go. But yeah, so it's going to be one of those things I think that I'm just really curious to see, and it changes almost every day what Microsoft's kind of egging on that they're going to be doing. So we'll keep it up and we'll see. If you do want to keep Windows 10 for whatever reason, they're going to have the extended security updates, which is a 1-year program for consumers to extend the security updates until October 2026, but it's for a fee. I have no idea what that fee is going to be. The operating system was like $199 if you just bought it outright, if you spent like the most on it, but then if you go and buy a key, it's like $20. So I don't know what they're going to do for that, but they also want people in Windows 11, so they're not going to like give you an enticing price that'd be like good, right? It's probably going to be like $100 or $120, just uncomfortable enough to push you into Windows 11, most likely. So that's what I'm thinking. All right, so let's move along here. This one is about kind of more political. We don't need to do that. Okay, so I've been kind of collecting a short list of shortcuts and things that I kind of like when I'm computing, and I go, oh, you know what, that would be a good thing. I've been kind of comprising it for a little while, and there's some things that I wanted to share with you. So if you have a pencil and a pen, that might be a good time to write down some of the things I've got here. That's going to be a couple keystrokes, some things, but like something like with emails. I tend to write my email before I put the username up there, before I put the email address in there. So it asks you, you kind of go top to bottom, right? You put your email address in, you put the subject, and then you start to write your email. Because I'm clumsy and kind of silly, I will write the body of my email with no subject line, no person up there, so that in case I accidentally hit Control Enter, or I drop something on the keyboard, or I move a key, or I flub my fingers or something like that, I don't accidentally send a half-written email to whoever I'm writing to, right? Something like that. Like, those are the type of things I've been writing down for a little bit that kind of comprised a list of that we're going to talk about here for the next couple minutes. But like, that's one of my simple things that I like to do. Or if, something like if you're writing an email address, you're going to www.something.com, like you're going to, we can't go to KSQD because that's .org, but if you're going to like, Costco.com or something, let's say, and you don't want to write www.costco.com, you can just write Costco in the line, hold down the control key, hit enter, and it will put in the www. and put the .com at the end. So you don't have to do that. It's a great way just to type in, like Microsoft and hit Control Enter, and it puts in the entire HTTP //www.com. Puts the whole thing in the front and the end. Just another thing, right? That's really nice. There is, I've always enjoyed the shortcuts like that really help you work, like Control-Shift-T. If you accidentally close a tab on Google Chrome, Control-Shift-T will bring that tab back. Oh, so like you're like, oh man, I don't have to go open the website and go find it or go to my history and no. And you can do it multiple times. So if you open a tab like 6 or 7 minutes ago and you're like, oh, dude, I actually need that one, Control-Shift-T. You just hold down the Control and the Shift and just hit T, and it goes and and all those tabs just open up like they were. And you can find the one that you had and close down the other ones. It's another just a great little trick. One also thing that I've also kind of found that a lot of people I don't think really know about, but some people do, is a scheduled send on email, right? So I'm working at night. Let's say I'm writing emails to people, and people are on their computers, people are on their phones. If I write someone an email at 9, 10 o'clock at night, they might write me back, right? And then at that point, then I really haven't gotten any more forward in what I'm trying to do. I haven't gone through my emails, right? I've just kind of written emails, and at that point now I'm writing emails again. I'm going to write emails all night if we just hop back and forth and stuff. Maybe sometimes I'm just trying to get the email out. I want to get it out tomorrow, but I want to write it tonight. So I can do something called a scheduled send, and that's actually in Google. In Outlook, it's called a send delay. But you can tell it to either delay for a certain amount of time or to send at a specific time on a specific date. So you can write out emails. You can set up stuff when you're like away on vacation or something and set up the emails all written, all ready to go, and they'll be deployed at certain times as you decide. So that kind of stuff, I love that stuff. That is why we have computers. Computers do stuff like that. They do things so that we can then continue on with other things. I can write my emails tonight, get everything out, and I know I'm going to be getting responses, but I don't have to get them back tonight, and I've done everything, right? You can do them tomorrow when you're going to do it under normal business hours, or even have them send while you're just getting up. It's great. It's great. So, but like... Also, like websites, right? Like people come to me quite often and ask me about recipe websites of all things, and then they talk about how these recipe websites. I've been on a few to do like if I want to make like a rice pudding or something like that. I'm not a big cook, but I like to make certain things, and if I'm going and looking for a recipe, it's gotten a lot worse to look for a recipe and try to find one that's not all muckled up with all this other stuff, or a huge story you're reading about someone's grandma or something, and then boom, you get hit with an ad, and you're another story about this other grandma, and then you start getting to and at the very bottom it's the recipe, and you're like, oh my gosh. So there is a website called cook.wiki. Instead of like cook.com, it's cooked, COOKED.wiki. And it is like a WikiHow or a Wikipedia type page that is made for recipes, and you can search it, and it's awesome. It cuts out all the garbage and just gives you these recipes. So I highly invite going there. Cooked.wiki. COOKED.WIKI. I just found that one actually a couple days ago online. I thought it was amazing. Okay, another person, actually I found this one as well. There's a couple, after I started writing some of these down, I wanted to go online and see if there's any other ones that kind of matched in with what I usually do, and if there's some things I missed or anything for the show. And one of them was this one person had something called, there was an email and domain service with something called a catch-all. And this is awesome. Okay, so awesome for those of you who think it's awesome. The idea with this email address catch-all is that, so like my email address, Luigi, Luigi, at pleasurepointcomputers.com. So Luigi at pleasurepointcomputers.com. Let's say I'm going to go and sign up for a new Amazon account, right? And all these companies, they sell your email addresses all over the place. So if you sign up with a company and then you get into the company, you sign up with, with my Luigi at pleasurepointcomputers.com. I'm into Amazon. I have my account. Great. And let's say I don't have any other accounts with that. I just have Amazon. Well, Amazon goes and sells my email address, and now I'm getting junk mail at my email address that Amazon did. But there's no way for me to know that Amazon sold my email address, and now I'm getting junk mail from that third party based on the sale of my email address from Amazon, right? Well, if you set yourself up with a domain and email and domain service that does cost a little money, but you set it up that has a catch-all and then redirect that to your email address, you can find out. And now I know that was a little confusing. What you do, so I'll give you an example. So instead of going Luigi at pleasurepointcomputers.com for my email address, I have Luigi-Amazon at pleasurepointcomputers.com. And then when I sign up for Safeway, I have Luigi-Safeway at pleasurepointcomputers.com. And then for Best Buy, I have Luigi-Best Buy at pleasurepointcomputers.com. And I have all these catch-alls, right? But they all go back to my main email address. So I still get my mail. I still get the mail that I'm getting. But if I get some garbage mail from something that's unsolicited that I didn't sign up for, I'll be able to see exactly who it came from because it'll say Safeway-Luigi at gmail.com or at pleasurepointcomputers.com. And if that's the way to see, that would be amazing because then you know, and then I don't know what you do with that. To be honest, there's really nothing you can really do with that information. You can't. I mean, I guess you could go and yell at him. Give an example. My grandfather, he would get magazines, love to get magazines, car magazines, etc. And what he would do is he had a book, and he would write down he would basically sign up for a magazine, and he would misspell his name, and he'd misspell it kind of wildly, and then he would write down in this book who he subscribed to with that magazine and how he wrote the name down. And then he'd get another magazine and he would write down his name a different way. And that's how and then he would write that down in the book. And then when he got junk mail addressed to one of the weird names at his address, he would go back to his book, find out who sold his email address or sold his physical mailing address. And well, at that point, then he would call the magazine and berate them verbally. But besides that, it was a way to see who sold your information back in the day. And again, that's another thing this one's a little bit more tricky, but you can see how that would be valuable to you, right? And it's not even you can do anything with it, but it's just to know and to say, hey, I'm really don't feel like giving my business now to this entity because they did this or they did that or they sold my stuff. It's so that I also really like things like that. So it's basically like when the spam comes in, I know which service sold my stuff, right? Another thing also is like if you can, don't support Google if you can. DuckDuckGo is a browser, fantastic. The Opera browser, also fantastic browser. These browsers have really come up in age now. Firefox, I believe, doesn't use the Chromium backend. I think Opera and also the other one, DuckDuckGo, don't use Chromium as a backend, which again is Chromium is the backend that runs Chrome and that runs, it's like a Google backend to run most of these other functional browsers. So you're like, oh, I'm getting a different browser. You're like, yeah, you're still running Google Chrome in the background. It just looks a little different. It has like a skin on it or whatever, right? But I really like the DuckDuckGo browser. I actually installed it for somebody the other day. I haven't used it, and I installed it for myself like when I was doing the Tor browsers like 2 years ago, and haven't really gotten back into it because I've been on Chrome and things like that. And I don't really care about Google having my stuff, and I like to be on Chrome so I know if things are changing that then I can tell people about it and stuff. So I use mainly Chrome, but I also have Opera, and then I downloaded DuckDuckGo. And when I downloaded DuckDuckGo as a browser, wow, it worked really nice, really well, and I really enjoyed it as a browser itself. So if you can, get another browser, try them out. And again, with the way that I kind of describe a browser is it's kind of like a car in your garage, and if the website is your destination, if you're going to the store, well, you can either drive the pickup truck or you can drive the Ferrari, right? And you're still going to use the same roads. You're still going to use the same ideas, the driving techniques. You're still going to use the same destination techniques. You're still going to park in the same place. You might not be able to take as much home in the Ferrari as you can in the truck, but you're still going to, that's the difference between these different browsers. You're still going to the same internet, going to the same endpoint, but it's displayed a little bit differently, and the style you get there is also slightly different. So, yeah, and it's one of the better things to do if you can. If you don't want Google, there's plenty of alternatives now that really, really work well. Well, we're getting back into the pledge drive here at KSQD Santa Cruz, where we never stop, really. We're always going to keep going. We've been going for 6 years. But tonight is one of those special times that with our double match here from Ned Hearn and Linda Arnold, excuse me. It's matching, double pledge. David Bean, good morning.
Thank
you,
Good afternoon.
Luigi. Good night.
Did you say which one was the Ferrari browser? I missed that.
Oh, I was thinking about that. I'm like, which one would be the Ferrari browser, right? I bet it would be something like DuckDuckGo, or even Chrome is pretty good, but there are some really nice streamlined browsers that work really well. But DuckDuckGo is right with it. I would say Chrome is up there. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And Firefox also is still really holding on. So you can get a good browser
I use all three, so
okay.
I'm driving good.
You're driving great.
Let's get back to the pledge pledge drive.
Yeah.
You know, you only get this information on the Squid, K-Squid, KSQD Santa Cruz, KSQT Prunedale, ksqd.org, and Luigi's show is just a gem. The information you get about the computers and the internet, and for free. I mean, for free. It's a valuable program with lots of valuable information, and we come to you just twice a year, a week a time, and it's called this time the Spring Fund Drive here at K-Squid, and we appreciate your ears are listening to us. You're gleaning lots of really valuable information, I hope, and I hope that you'll step up and make your donation to us during this pledge drive. You do it by going to the phone, 831-900-5773, or online. Go to our website. Our website is a treasure of information anyway.
Yeah.
And you'll see where to donate there. It's ksqd.org. You'll see our schedule. You'll see all the programming. You'll access the archive. You can go listen to Luigi's show last week where we weren't pitching and interrupting. But again, we do it for you. It's a community station. Everybody here is from the community, part of the community, volunteering out of the community. You can do that too. We welcome volunteers. Come check us out. Go to the website online, look at something you might like to volunteer for. If you have an idea for a program, there's places on the website where you can pitch an idea.
That's right.
And we'll put you on the air here if it's
That's
appropriate.
how I got my show. So jump on there. You can do it. ksqd.org.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself. That's how it works here at Community Radio. This is your time to step up. Please send us a few bucks.
Yeah, and like I said, I really want to emphasize, we are not beholden to anybody else. We don't have corporate grants. We don't have government grants. We don't do that stuff. We are purely based on community support. We are here only because you have told us that you like what you're hearing, and we're going to keep it up. And we want to keep it up. That the love that's flowing through this place for the past 6 years has just been infectious, and we want to make it.
Really is true.
We want to make it. We want to keep it going.
Everybody here has a passion for it.
That's right.
And we provide this media to people who have something to say, something to play, something to share. It's all here for the community. It's a community radio station. We welcome your participation. And this week, we're looking for participation in the way of some bankroll.
That's right. We can't volunteer those electrons through the board. We want to make sure we can push them through, and we got to do that with the old good-fashioned dollars. So give us a call, 831-900-5773. And again, right now, your money goes twice as far with that double grant, that matching grant from Ned Hearn and Linda Arnold, up to $450 right now. So if you want to go big, I would... Heck yeah, I invite you. Give us a call, 831-900-5773, or jump online to ksqd.org and give securely through our PayPal Giving Fund. Or if you're on the app, bottom left-hand corner, hit that button.
Download our app.
That's right.
Put it on your phone. You'll plug into us wherever you are. And gosh, I had something I wanted to say, and then you went to the app. But, yeah.
Okay.
That's how it works sometimes.
That's right. If you think of it, jump back in. We'll love to have you.
That's right.
All right.
We'll be back with a lot more. This is going to go on for the next week through next Monday. Tell a friend. That's what I was going to say. Tell a friend, pass it on, spread the word. Let people know Luigi's here every week and to give in this information. I'm sure there's people don't know who would treasure being able to tune into a show like this or call into a show like this. You do take calls sometimes.
We do. We take calls as often as we can. Yeah. So we have a lot of people.
Got a question about your computer? This is the place.
That's right. If anything, no question too big or too small. And that's what makes this community radio station so awesome. We're here live. We're here for you, and we're here for you. There's no other way to do it, and I again say it every week. I wouldn't do it any other way. This is the best organization that we could possibly have, and I am just so proud and so honored to be here. But we got to have you in order for it to be part of it too. So get on board, jump online, and speak with your dollars. 831-900-5773 or online at ksqd.org.
Make this your happy place too.
That's right. And again, your money goes twice as far right now with that matching grant from Ned Hearn and Linda Arnold. So now's the best time to do it. If you're considering it, do it.
Thank
Now's
you.
the best time.
Thank you, Luigi. Go back to your great show.
All right, we're going to go up here. Let's come back to the Computer Man Show here on KSQD Santa Cruz, KSQD 90.7 FM, 89.5 and 89.7 FM, and also online at ksqd.org. So another one of my favorite things to do also, if you want to give one of those coupons, man, you don't want to give out all your stuff. We don't have this fancy email forwarding thing that you can do from Amazon and stuff. If you want to get on and just want the coupon, right? How many, sign up for this and you get the coupon. You're like, I have to give away my email address and go through another thing. I have to unsubscribe, blah, blah, blah. No. Go to 10-Minute Mail, right? This has been around for a decade. 10-Minute Mail is awesome. Go to 10minutemail.com. You open it up, and it literally gives you this random email address in the center of the screen, and in an inbox right below it, and a 10-minute countdown. And it just starts right there. If you refresh the page, the email address changes, the inbox refreshes out to 0, and the 10-minute timer restarts again. And you can take that email address, put it into your coupon thing. It'll then sign up for the coupon. You'll get the coupon in the inbox right there on the same website you've just been sitting on, and you can take the coupon, use it on your stuff, and you did not give away your email address to yet another place. It's awesome. And that's again, that's 10minutemail.com. There's other ones out there. This one has been around forever, and it's great. It just works right there on the screen. You use it, you're done, you're gone. Another thing, also, I've been using this recently. I guess this has been around since like the Windows, I think it's even Windows Vista or Windows 7 or so. But if you hit we do Control-C and Control-V to copy and paste things. If you want to go through that clipboard and find something that maybe you copied and pasted like 2 or 3 or 4 times ago, you can. And you can actually see the visual clipboard in Windows 10 and Windows 11. So if you hit I think it's Windows key plus the V. So instead of hitting, Control, you hit Control-C, Control-V, right, to copy and paste. If you hit Windows V will actually open up the box and shows you all of your clipboard's contents. Again, that's another thing. It's super cool because if you've pasted it before and you need it back and you're doing like 3 or 4 different numbers, you can just grab it right from the clipboard and choose which one and paste it back down and not have to retype it at all or go back and forth. That also is just super nice to have. Another thing, if you're in a hotel or if you're in a place, I was in a where was I? I was at a retirement home, and they had a guest network that I was trying to sign on to get something, and the little sign-in thing, when you go to like a hotel or you go to Burger King or something that has a guest Wi-Fi, like a Starbucks, and they have you basically check the box to say that you're not going to do anything nefarious on their networks, and then they let you online, right, or give you like an hour lease, and you have to reset it after that. That page sometimes doesn't pop up, and it can be really frustrating. You're like, I just want to get online, and I can't get online. I just want to get online. So how do you maybe prompt that if it doesn't show up? Well, you can open up a browser, and if you type 8.8.8.8, which is like the DNS lookup for Google, you hit that, it will almost 9 times out of 10 prompt that prompt and pop it up on your phone, pop it up on your browser, pop it up on your device, and you'll be able to get in and go through the authentication process and access the Wi-Fi. That's super frustrating. Sometimes maybe you've gone to a place and you're going back to it. And so it remembered your email, or your phone remembered it, and it didn't pass it correctly back to the modem, and so therefore the router, and so therefore you're not getting that authentication thing like you should. This will get past it and sign you on and get you on, so you can move on with life, right? Another thing, Control backspace, right? You can delete an entire word if you Control backspace. Oh, so nice, so nice. Another thing too, I've actually used this for clients. Evidently, there's a lot of AI images that are coming up that are being kind of flooding Google Images now. When you're looking at certain things, looking at motherboards, looking at different technology type stuff, you'll get a lot of AI images. If you use your search terms wisely, you can actually tell the search, Google, DuckDuckGo, whoever you're using, to only look for things before 2022. Which would be pre-AI. So if you just use I think it's before, I keep doing that. I keep looking up and talking to you guys, and then I look down and I don't know where I'm at. I have this whole list of all these amazing things. Where was that thing? I think it's right here now. Oh, okay, here it is, yeah. So you add, it's before : 2022. So like one word, BEFORE : 2022. And if you just add that to your search term, that'll make it so that it'll do searches literally for the metadata in those photos that have been placed before 2022 or when they were put on the servers before 2022. Therefore, pre-AI. Kind of nice. You can also specify specific dates, like you go before and then you go, you hit the : and it's the year-date or month-day. So so the 4-digit year, 2-digit month, 2-digit day, you can also search for anything like that as well. Also, another thing I found out that if you are doing a search and you use a swear word in your search, you will not get an AI generated answer. I thought that was also interesting. That might be some filtering rule that that might be inherent inside of Google. But that is one of the things I found that you can kind of get around some of the AI searches if you do it that way. So, okay, real quick, just had a quick moment to talk about real fast. We have been promoting the app, but I just want to just play something for you real quick. This is a real important thing about just our new app that we have coming out right here at K-Squid.
I saw a crying, but I'm out on the road again. I'm on the road again.
Whether you're on the road or at home, you'll never be without your squid. With the KSQD app, you can take the squid everywhere. Connect with your favorite host, learn about new music, text a request or comment, browse our podcasts, record a message, and listen uninterrupted while you browse. Download the KSQD mobile app for iOS or Android at ksqd.org or in your app store.
Hi, I'm Bobby Bishop, host of Be in the Night, bring you the best I can with jazz, love songs, and soul. Join me on Tuesday evenings from 7 to 10 p.m., playing the classics straight ahead and introducing you to the latest artists and composers. That's Tuesday nights from 7 to 10 p.m. right here on listener-supported KSQD 90.7 FM, Santa Cruz.
Yes, that's important because every week I say there's nothing better than to get all this computer nonsense out of your brains than by sweet, sweet jazz. And no better person to do it than Bobby B coming up at Be in the Night, 7 o'clock. Stick around. All you got to do is let it happen to you, and it will. Be in the Night coming up 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. So we're in the last few minutes here at the Computer Man Show here on KSQD Santa Cruz, K-Squid 90.7 FM and online at ksqd.org. Okay, another one, Firefox, right? If you have Firefox and you're using Firefox and you want to save the video from a website inside, now this doesn't really work on YouTube, etc., but you want to save like a video or you want to save an audio file or something from a website and you can't get it. If you're on Firefox, you can hit Control and I, and it'll open up a pop-up that has a media tab that that gives you the option to download videos, clips, anything from a website. It'll pull the metadata out of the website and save it as a file on your computer. Oh, again, amazing. I love stuff like that. Control I, and that only works in Firefox, but it works, and it's great. Also, let's see, the AI answer, we talked about that. 8.8, we talked about that. Control backspace, we talked about that. Let's see, is there any of these other good ones here on here? Let's see. We talked about Outlook, Cooked, we talked about that. Oh, there's another one. That was a website. Yeah, it's 1001albumsgenerator.com. It's actually a music recommender. So you don't have to rely on your streaming services algorithm loop. It's called 1001albumsgenerator.com. It's kind of cool. Yeah, okay, it's cool. I like a lot of those. So last minute here, let's get into at least one email question here from one of our amazing listeners. If you have any email questions, comments, concerns, you want to send me out something, Luigi, Luigi, at pleasurepointcomputers with an S.com. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. One of the email questions we had here, so this person has S mode on their Windows machine, and they want to know if they could download and install Office 2024 without disabling S mode. So it says looking to buy a laptop for their parents, and the ones they're interested in are Windows 11S. Windows 11S means you can only download programs that come certified from Microsoft. It's like a safety mode, or I'm not really sure exactly what the S stands for, but it's something to do with you can't download, like I can't go and download Malwarebytes on a website. I can't go download Audacity off a website. I can't do that. S mode will not allow you to do that. So it says, can anyone verify if Office is available for Windows 11S users? I don't want to disable S mode, just for them to download Office 2024. And they want the one-time fee for Office 2024. They're not interested in the subscription. So Office 2024 is not compatible. This is insane. Not compatible with Windows S mode. And I want to tell you guys about this because that's a Microsoft product on a Microsoft product using a Microsoft product. And it's not compatible with S mode. That's dumb. It says S mode only allows apps from the Microsoft Store to be installed, and Office 2024 needs to be installed from the Microsoft Store. If you want to install Microsoft 2024 on a device in S mode, you'll need to switch out of S mode first. So if the Microsoft Store has the correct version in it, you can use it. If it's in the store, you can download it. If it's not in the Microsoft Store, you're not going to be able to get to it. It's just not going to happen because S mode's going to lock you out. So that's pretty cut and dry. Okay, last one. This is kind of weird. I actually had something like this, and I want to talk about it real quick before we get in the last few minutes. Hard drive submerged in almond milk. Is it recoverable? First of all, this hard drive is literally my entire business. As in all my important documents around here, it's critical to recover. First thing I would ask is if you had a backup or not. So that said, I'm looking for the method that provides the best chance of recovery. Losing this would have sent me back 6 months from my last backup. Okay, there you go. I was traveling, and stupid as I was, I decided to carry a container of almond milk with me for lunch. The container busted open and filled my bag with it, accumulated at the bottom, and the hard drive was basically resting squarely in the pool of milk. And when I picked it up, milk was pouring out of the case. If I squeezed the case, milk would shoot out. So needless to say, the hard drive was submerged. What are my options? Okay, so your options, right, are either to dry it out and have incredible luck. There's going to be so much stuff that's going to make that board corrode. You dry it out and basically bathe it in alcohol, like an alcohol bath. And then dry that out and bathe it again and dry it out and bathe it again and dry it out. Like do that like 3 times to really get all that stuff out. And hopefully it was quick enough where you got a lot of that stuff out and it won't get corrosion on the board and you might be good. And again, have incredible luck with that. I had a hard drive when we had a water leak at our old building, which is why we moved, and we're going to get out of here in just a second. The water poured in, filled up. I had a hard drive in this like container. The water perfectly poured in the container, filled the entire container up with water. The hard drive was submerged in the container. I was able to dry it out with an alcohol bath, let it sit for 2 weeks. That hard drive worked for another 2.5 years. 2.5 years. It was crazy. But dry it out. Either can accept the loss and go back to your backup plan, or spend a bunch of money and get a specialist data recovery and pray that they're successful. Kind of crazy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I missed your call tonight, you can always reach me by email, luigi@pleasurepointcomputers.com. Remember, tune in to the Computer Man Show Tuesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. here on 90.7 FM KSQD KSQD. I'd like to thank all my listeners and my callers. Thank you, KSQD, Sandy Stone, Harold Fissing, Richard Gibby, Jeffrey Kibbert, John Sanders, all Santa Cruz, like the Tesla, the Woz, Mr. Case Controls, and of course, the humble Electron. Thank you again, Santa Cruz. I am your Computer Man here on KSQD, KSQD 90.7 FM, and online at KSQD.org. Stay tuned right here for Be in the Night. I hope you all have a positively charged evening. Until next time.
I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. Computer man, he is your friend. He gonna help you again and again. So if you have a question or two, he's got the answer just for you. I am the computer man, and I am ready for questions now, thank you.
Mr. Computer Man, how much is 2 plus 2?
4.
Mr. Computer Man, how do you spell cat?
C-A-T.
Mr. Computer Man, how do you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
With letters. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. I am the computer man. I can do anything you can. Computer man is very wise. He speaks the truth, he never lies. So if there's something you don't understand, just ask the computer man.
Hi, Mr. Computer Man. My name is Jenny. I have a question for you.
Wait, Jenny does not compute. What is your number, please?
Number? I don't have a number. I'm a person.
A person? A person? Amazing! I am the computer.